Hello and welcome to the Other Team's Tunes Tuesday, a weekly series that discusses music and matters with queer artists you love. I'm your host, Maud Mosley. My pronouns are they, them, and joining me this week is LA-based duo Glitter Money. Thank you so much for being here. Would you two like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, thank you for having us. We're Glitter Money. We spell our name with 3 Y's. I'm Tay Slay. My pronouns are she, they.
I'm Queen Trashly. My pronouns are she, her.
Awesome.
Slay.
Hey, Slay. Hey, Slay.
I love it. And I would love to dive right into your music because, oh my gosh, the first time I listened to it, I was just so excited and I can't wait to talk to you about it. Your most recent single, Peggy Sue, is about strapping, which is something that is, a pretty common act and conversation in, many queer communities, but still carries a lot of discomfort and stigma outside of those spaces. So what is the impact on yourself or your listeners when it comes to not only speaking to these topics through your music, but also actively celebrating them in your lyrics?
I feel like it has just opened up an entire world to us. Peggy Sue we released in the middle of the pandemic, so we haven't gotten the chance to do it live very often, but reflecting back on some of our other songs, like we've had people come up to us after shows and say like, I always used to say, we have a song called Wanna Be on Top about not wanting to get on top, and someone was like, oh, I always say that, I didn't know anyone else felt that way. Or like SCD, for example, I know it's opened up a conversation between even me and my mom, who, oh my God, I hope she doesn't watch this, she'll kill me. But at one point she was like, Tay, like, what if I wanted a vibrator? I was like, Mom, good for you. Like, you should get one.
I haven't heard this story. Wow. I don't know how to feel. Wow.
I know we can't send this link.
Gonna tell her.
But good for her. Like,
I'm gonna tell her that you said that.
Don't tell her.
I'm literally texting her right now.
Stop. Do not tell her. It's for her, not for me. You don't want to embarrass her. Do this for her.
Or I could get her one for Christmas.
I think, you know what? I think she's good.
I'm gonna have to text her. But yeah, I totally agree.
So many great conversations, I feel like.
Definitely. I mean, I know that my mom definitely did not understand Peggy Sue in its entirety, or my dad or my grandmother. They all listened to it together. But it's been really fun. It's been really fun to make a song that's so incredibly queer. There's not many songs you can put on like your sex playlist that are gonna perfectly align with the kind of sex you're probably having. So Peggy Sue's kind of our little addition to that. Like, here, you can get through the cis hetero bullshit, and now you can have Peggy Sue about strapping. Perfect. So it's definitely something that's been, I think the biggest impact has definitely been in the queer community, hearing from our friends like, I played your song while I was doing blah, 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 is pretty awesome.
I love that. And I also love all this stuff that's just come up about like family involvement in this song. I just think that is so awesome. And I also love this point about it just being an abundantly queer song, because I feel like, there's a lot of messages related to sex in music, but definitely not through that lens of queerness, and queerness being so much at the forefront.
Yes.
Yes, that is fantastic. And I feel like, on that topic, from, the sex positivity of your lyrics to those conversations with your family, and even through the way that your merch is designed, your work explicitly centers that sex positivity, that focus on pleasure. So, have you ever felt like or been told that you need to tone down your language to fit into certain spaces as an artist? And, if so, how do you manage those feelings and continue to release music that feels authentic to you?
I think we've been told to tone down, which I don't think anyone's ever said tone down. That's such a polite way to put it. People are much more brash with their opinions of us, which is hilarious because we don't care. But people are constantly like, oh God, oh my God. Like they didn't know what this is gonna be about. They didn't know what they signed up for, which is interesting because we're not secretive about it. We've even been on radio shows where midway through the interview, they're like, so your music's really provocative and blah, blah, blah. What's up with that? And we're like, we've already done a performance. We're already 30 minutes into this interview. And now you're like, what the fuck's going on? Like, really? We just don't care.
There's just, I feel like it's just a double standard because
definitely.
Ludacris, like you would never say, maybe you, but you wouldn't say to Ludacris, your music's so provocative or
right.
Like, tone it down or anything like that. Every male hip hop artist, so much music is about sex, even outside of hip hop.
Gospel.
When I think about you, I touch myself. Like, did you say that was provocative? Probably, but it's just crazy that we get told this so often. I don't think we're saying anything that a male hasn't said in different ways.
Well, I think that there's so many things about us that people see, scan our bodies up and down and listen to that doesn't compute for them. So one, they're seeing two femme bitches that are not ashamed of their bodies, that are loud, not ashamed to act however they want. And so that's a problem. That's what the fuck's going on. So they see two bitches that aren't traditionally skinny out here in fucking bra and panties and rapping about our pussies. And they're like, yo, not cool. Yet when you see some other like mainstream artists right now who do fit the more traditional looking Hollywood body type and blah, 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 it's just like, oh, their music's great. Like no one ever really even talks about how their music is provocative, but you get these two bitches like us out there. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what do your parents think? How do you sleep at night? How are you a role model?
Yeah, definitely. Just those intersections of like the fat phobia, the queer phobia, the, sexism, misogyny, the racism, like all come into play, when we're having these kinds of conversations. And, particularly as, emerging artists and where you are now, do you feel like that's, left you at certain points where, you've kind of hit a ceiling in certain ways, you can't perform in certain places? Like, do you feel like it's stopped you or held you back? Or do you feel like that, I don't care, we're moving forward? Do you feel like that's been powerful enough to push your way, through those barriers?
Yeah, I giggle because our thing is like, we will play anywhere, anytime, any place in front of anyone. We've played so many shows in front of audiences that were not ready for it in any way whatsoever, or like didn't want it. But damn it, we're booked. We're down to play pretty much anywhere in front of anyone.
What's a place that comes to mind?
I have
one.
I know what you're thinking. I was thinking of that political dinner that we got booked to play that one time. It's like
I don't even remember that one. I
was like running for Congress or something. We were just like, hey, who got a dildo in this bitch? But also, we played The Gathering of the Juggalos.
Yes.
Which was a very not traditional glitter money set whatsoever. Like nothing about that festival would be like what you'd see at one of our usual venue shows.
Well,
We played it anyway.
we also, we've like, maybe never talked about this. I don't know. Trashly might get upset, but
I'm upset.
we played, we were visiting our friend in Miami.
No, 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 nope, nope, nope.
No,
I'm gonna put my foot down. Nope.
Let's just say we went to an open mic that was not prepared for us and rocked their world.
Yes, that's a very, very great way to put it.
But on the flip side, we played festivals with kids and had like a young, maybe like 6-year-old girl just like in the audience. We're like, do you see the kid? Yeah, we see the kids on stage. We get off stage. This girl comes running over to us and is just like,
child,
I loved you. And the mom was there and the mom was just like, she loved it. Like, great job. We're like, oh my God, thank you. Like, ever.
Yeah, that was a funny one. Like, we don't talk on stage between songs very often, but that set, no, we had like, yo, there's kids here. Like, our titties are out and these people's children are here. So anyway, back to your original question. I haven't seen it really stop us from being able to book certain venues. There's so many parts of Glitter Money that people seem to connect to. So a lot of times it's like, oh, you guys want us to show up and be our like badass punk selves and fuck everything up. Or, oh, you guys want to hear some like political songs, dope, dope, dope. You don't know much more about our pussy songs, but you're gonna hear those today. So we kind of just come in and surprise people that think they're gonna get one thing and yet they're gonna get all of the things. So if anything, I think our subject matter has only propelled us to higher and higher, greater and greater. That was the end of the sentence. That's how I end sentences now. I just say.
I absolutely love to hear that, and just such fun stories about, you know, the absolute diversity of audiences that you have been able to connect with. I love this idea of the 6-year-old kid just being ecstatic. You know, I think about like kids in the 2000s like dancing hard to like S&M by Rihanna. Like, no one was saying anything. Everyone was okay with that. So,
that is so true. It's so funny. It's so strange. Like, my first concert was Shaka Khan concert when I was like 7, and I was like, this is the bomb. And now I'm like, oh, this is like what children are seeing at our shows. Just,
it's the energy, right? It's
yes.
The energy and the sounds, and like the meaning isn't there.
It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. They're just like, whoa, these people look cool, and they're
jumping up and down.
Yeah.
They're really sweaty.
Yeah, that is so true. And I love that, you know, you have that energy that you bring to your performances that just obviously translates to all these groups in just so many ways. And with that, you know, you have been teasing the fact that new music is on the way, which is so exciting. So, you know, what do all these mix of fans, you know, new and old, have to look forward to in terms of sound and theme?
Great question. Yeah, we do have new music on the way. We've been in the studio probably more than we ever have in our entire careers. Past couple months. Go ahead, Taisley. What you gonna say?
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Oh, okay. I'm
just personally really excited about the music we're working on, and we've recorded. Like, I feel like we've just grown. It feels to me like we've grown as artists, and I'm excited to share that with everyone.
Same, yeah. Like our entire friendship that's been going on for the past 13 years. We've always shared music. We've always talked about music. A big part of our friendship's always been music. And so making our first 2 albums, you know, we were both mostly listening to the same stuff and like going to the same shows and just like absolute maniacs. And then of course, Miss Pandemic came by, and shut off all the things that we enjoy in our lives, but we also both individually got into a lot of very different music, which was exciting. Because we were so far away during the pandemic, we lived together at the time. We're getting different influences, but we really did grow into some different music. I think we both found a lot more inspiration from bands that we'd never heard of before. For example, Oceans of Slumber, dope band. And so it feels like we're bringing more sounds and more inspiration into what we're working on now, which is really exciting. Like, it kind of feels like in the movie Bring It On, when they're like, all else has failed, now we have to bring in like a bunch of different fucking topics and do all this shit to be the best cheerleaders versus the Black cheerleaders. And they're like, passe. And it's like kind of like that, but not lame though. It's really cool. It's really dope.
I also just love, like, on the side, that is actually the second time somebody's brought up Bring It On in a Tunes Tuesday interview.
No way.
And
wow,
so
that's so
fun that I love. Truly an influential movie.
Shaped all of our lives.
Yeah, but it's amazing to hear how many, you know, potentially new influences will be coming into this future music. As far as, you know, lyrics, potentially not giving away too much. I don't know what you're willing to share, but, you know, with lyrics, what kind of themes are you really hoping to speak to, or have you been speaking to in the work that you've been working on?
Well, right now we got to get out this what the fuck just happened over the last 2 years album. Like, we've got to lay the egg of holy shit, our lives at the lowest point they ever could have dreamed of. So a lot of our music is kind of dealing with the emotions that came up and the turmoil and the trauma of the pandemic, and even of moving to California at the beginning. We moved here February 2020, so not great. And so going through this isolation alone together in this apartment in this state that neither of us have ever lived in, it was a crazy experience. So we have things to say about that and processing that. And what's so funny about that, which I love talking about with my therapist, is that it's not over. We're still in it. So we're still kind of trying to figure out where we fit in the world right now. I think we all kind of are. Everything changed, everything shifted. Like, life is crazy now, hashtag the slap. So I think our new music definitely involves us trying to dig ourselves out of the rubble of the worst of the pandemic and blah, blah, blah. And this new album, this will see where we land.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is some of the most vulnerable we've been. I mean, we've gotten vulnerable before, but this feels really personal and raw. And
oh my God, I love how you say raw. Raw.
And we do have, of course, some party songs.
Oh, absolutely. Because that was also part of what kept us alive during the pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, immediately we were partying pretty hard.
Yes, way too hard.
2 weeks.
Because we were like 2 weeks. Yeah, like 2 weeks off of work. Like, we got to go hard every single day of this 2-week shutdown. And then by week 6, we were like, man.
Maybe we should stop blacking out every night. I don't know.
Really got to tone it down once it hit week 8.
Yeah,
we didn't have any furniture, so we used to just stand up and get wasted. It was great. Great times beginning of the pandemic.
Good times.
Pandemic season 1, baby.
Yeah, memories. Thank you for speaking to all that, though. Do you think, you know, it will be harder to release those, you know, raw, more vulnerable songs compared to, you know, the more party anthem songs? Or do you feel like you're just excited and ready to, like, put it all out there?
I think they're all fucking bops. Like, even our songs were like, here's what my therapist said on the way to the hospital. Like, they're still bops.
Yeah.
Every single song we've worked on has been like, the best beat. The flows are just so amazing, the way we're writing flows these days. Even though we're getting into some serious shit, it all still has like the spirit of Glitter Money. We never take ourselves too seriously, and at the end of the day, no matter what song we're making, it has to be a banger.
I love that. Okay, I don't want to quote Succession because I'm not that person, but I'm just thinking of the like all bangers all the time.
Yes.
Yes. All right. Well, if you want to stay tuned for those absolute bangers, you can check out the links below. Stay tuned on their social media for those releases, and check out all of the music that we have mentioned today and all the stuff we didn't mention. Just go through the Glitter Money discography. You will not be disappointed. Thank you so much for joining me this week on Tunes Tuesday, and Glitter Money will be playing us out.
Yeah, they call me Peggy Sue, cause I be pegging in the stew. I'm strapping, girl, I'm strapping you. Strap the whole fucking crew. Bad bitch, you hot and I am too. No time for games.